Hello viewers, this moment changes everything. At 42, Andria Johnson just dropped a bombshell about Jonathan McReynolds, and what she revealed is exactly what the gospel world has been whispering about in the shadows. The ripple is already turning into a tidal wave. You'll want to stay all the way through because the truth she shares here pulls back a curtain everyone thought was locked, and now you'll see what was behind it. Let me be blunt, Johnson didn't hold back. She leveled a claim that shakes reputations and forces a response. And the wild part? It moves so fast, many won't see it coming. A surprising fact, Johnson has been in the public eye since winning a big gospel competition, yet until now she's kept most of her cards close. Meanwhile, McReynolds has been hailed as gospel's golden boy. But the collision of these two lives just shot past the public smile, and we're looking at the fallout. Here's what's coming next. I'll walk you through what Johnson said, how it connects to past hints and rumors, what McReynolds' camp is doing, or not doing, and what it all means, not just for them, but for the gospel industry's image machine. So stick around, because if you think you know this story, you don't yet. Andria Johnson's career is no small story. She won the third season of a major gospel singing competition, rose to awards and recognition, and became a figure people both admired and quietly scrutinized. Jonathan McReynolds, likewise, has been seen as one of gospel's most respected voices, award-winning, ministry-focused, appearing unflappable. He even has ties to the show that launched Johnson. So when Johnson says she's finally breaking silence, there's a tension built in, two heavyweights, two paths that intersect, and now one is going public with a claim that challenges the narrative. Johnson's statement is bold. She alleges a pattern of behavior from McReynolds that many fans feared but few dared to voice. She frames it as what everyone feared is true. That phrase isn't casual, it slots into years of rumors, side conversations, backstage whispers. Let's pause. Rumors don't make headlines, confirmed claims do. Johnson's difference here is that she tied her claim to specific moments, names, events. Though we don't yet have every piece of evidence publicly verified, the weight lies in how she framed it, not just something happened but I saw it, I experienced it, I'm speaking now. For context, Johnson enters this at age 42, not a young rookie. She carries career scars, spiritual scars, she's seen enough to know what counts. Her credibility adds potency. Here's where it gets hairy. When someone revered in the gospel community is challenged by someone also held in high regard, the industry faces a reckoning. Will loyalty to brand trump loyalty to truth? Will fans accept the new narrative? Johnson suggested the silence around this issue has allowed damage to continue. Now, McReynolds' reaction, so far, has been quiet. That silence creates its own echo. In our world of talk shows and instant responses, non-response becomes a statement. And Johnson counted on that. The power of her claim rests partly in the shock of it going public and the quiet that follows, suspense and cliffhanger before next reveal. What she said next. She dropped a name. She mentioned a specific incident. But she paused there, leaving the heavy details for later in the video. That's where the hook carries you through. Because you'll ask, what happened? Who else was there? Why now? This isn't just a personal clash. It presses open larger questions. In the gospel world, how often do we protect image over accountability? How often do we reward the talented while we ignore the cost behind their excellence? Johnson's move is emblematic of a shift, more voices saying enough to behind-the-scenes hush. If McReynolds' reputation takes a hit, the ripple affects collaborators, ministries, fans, everyone. And for Johnson, it's a transformation moment, from singer to whistleblower, for lack of a better word. She's changed the game. Picture the gospel tour circuit, lights down, crowd cheers, camera pans. But backstage there are meetings, quiet tensions, unspoken rules. Johnson referenced one tour where she says she confronted McReynolds privately about what she saw. He allegedly dismissed her. She left. That moment she remembers as the pivot point. I saw the truth. I couldn't stay silent. When she went public, she knew there would be backlash. She knew friends would distance themselves. She accepted that. Because to her, what's worse than losing friends is losing credibility, and more so, losing lives who might be hurt by silence. So where do we go from here? the outcome is still unwinding. Will McReynolds respond publicly? Will other gospel leaders side with Johnson or with silence? Will the community demand change or simply wait for the next headline? What you've just heard changes the narrative. This is not just a rumor anymore. It's a claim from someone with nothing to gain from lies, and everything to lose from truth. For you, the viewer, the takeaway is clear. Sometimes the voice you trust most is the one you least suspect. Here's your action. Don't just follow the story, take a moment and reflect on who you trust and why. In your own community, whether church, work, or friends, is image silencing truth? Are we comfortable doing nothing? If you want, watch what happens next. Keep an eye on McReynolds' next move, Johnson's next statements, and whether the gospel space shifts in its response. Because when one voice breaks the silence, the echo never stops.